So I'm Ferds. I'm a lawyer. I am a corporate lawyer. I work for a bank, and that's mainly what I really do outside of running. I play tennis, and I also wall climb. I boulder, and I'm trying to learn golf right now. But that's I'm making slow progress there because of how expensive it can be. But yeah, so my two main sports right now, other than running, are bouldering and tennis. So early last year, around January, my friends and I decided to sign up for Spartan race, and we just wanted it to be a one-time thing. We just really wanted to experience the Spartan race and just finish it. And then while we were around maybe a month before the race, my friend my friend just texted me and said, "Hey, I heard you were joining Spartan. You should join a run club to get that cardio in." So I did. I thought I was just gonna join once a week, twice a week until after Spartan, then I'm gonna quit because I don't really like running. And then surprisingly, after Spartan, I found myself coming back to Rockwell Run Club. So for some reason, I just stuck. I met new people, and until now, that's still why I keep running. I eventually just fell in love with the sport. Initially, what kept me going was the fact that I had friends, the peer pressure, but eventually I fell in love with the sport. It didn't really change my life. One thing it did do was it made me look at my schedule and calendar differently. Like, I've always thought lawyering was gonna make me a busy man, but turns out I can fit this activity here, I can fit this activity there. One change that it really made was the fact that it allowed me to see my schedule as not as jam-packed as I thought it would be. It kickstarted a lifestyle of, I would say, hobbying, whether it's in tennis, hanging out with friends, golf. It made me appreciate the stuff I do outside of work more. It made me appreciate my hobbies more than my career, which I think is a good thing. Now I don't build my identity around my career, but rather I build my identity around the things that I love doing. And my career is something that enables me to do these things. Ever since I started running, it gave me the lifestyle that I now want, which is doing a hobby outside of work. So in fact, that's how my friends and I talk nowadays, or whenever I make new friends. Sure, I ask them, what do you do for work? But then I think the more important follow-up question is, what do you do outside of work? Because especially when you meet new people, asking them what they do for a living, what their job is, and then once they answer that, okay, it's pretty boring. I work as an accountant, I work as a teacher. But when you ask someone, what do you do outside of work? You're more likely to resonate with that person, because just knowing that someone else has a hobby that they do outside of work, even if you don't have the same hobbies, that already makes them much more interesting and much more easier to talk to. It has to be the grit in me. I've always hated running because in my head it was always this boring activity, just putting one leg in front of the other for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. And then surprisingly, it's not as boring as I thought it would be. Well, it's as boring as I thought it would be, but it's much more fun than I thought it would be too. I realized I could just keep telling myself just to keep pushing, you're almost there. And it really changed the way I view endurance as a concept, not just in running, but like whenever I face things that I need to endure, or that I need to stick, that I just need to hold on, that I need willpower. I found myself being able to draw on more willpower than I previously did before I started running. In the RRC community, that's the one beautiful thing I've discovered was people are actually more kind, or people are actually more open and kinder than you give them credit for. I used to think that these social clubs are quite cliquish, and then it would be hard to break in. But it changed my outlook, not just within the run club, but for me now, my current outlook is people actually want to talk. It may not look like it at first because they may be shy, but everyone deep inside wants to connect. This may manifest in different things. Everyone has an inbuilt desire to connect with others. I really don't have a specific run I'll never forget, because for me, all those races, from the 5K to the 42K, they're all equal for me. But if you made me choose one, it would probably be this last June 2024. I signed up for a race that it was a 10K, and it was my attempt to run sub 1 10K, a 10K under 1 hour for the first time. And I was not gonna forget it. I can't forget it, because it was one of those races where I pulled up to the race with no sleep, no proper nutrition. But the moment I arrived at the venue, I just heard a voice saying, I think we can do this. I think we can get our goal. You just feel it in your bones the moment you pull up to a race venue, and then you just know you're gonna get the goal. So I think that's what makes it unforgettable for me. Not whatever happened in the race. Oh, I did get the sub 1, by the way, but getting the sub 1 was not the unforgettable part. For me, it was just on the way to the venue, my body just knew it was ready for this particular goal, which I don't think I've felt that feeling of certainty that parang, and you just feel in your bones that you're ready for this milestone. That running is not always fast. Running can be slow, because my past self would always look at these joggers in the Yellow Triangle, and then he would always my past self would always think, man, I can walk faster than these guys jog, these old men jog. My vision was always, when you say running, it's less like sprinting. One thing I learned was running, you can be a slow runner, a jogger. You can be a jogger or a fast runner. It doesn't matter. They're all considered running. You don't have to worry about looking ridiculous. There's always someone slower and there's always someone faster than you. Just whatever the speed it will be, just do it, regardless of how slow or how ridiculous or how cool you think you are. Despite all my answers today, I think one overarching concept or core belief that I have, with not just with running but with all my hobbies and my life in general, is things don't have to be deep. Like, you don't always need a profound reason to do things. You don't always need a sob story or a remarkable journey. You don't always need a heartwarming, impactful story that will make people root for you or rally for you. Sometimes you can just choose to run or choose to pick up a sport just because you feel like it. It doesn't have to be deep, and it's just as valid as anyone else's story. Just show up.
Let's go, bro.